And you had a shoe with those guys, or was it like a colourway? Was it actually like a full shoe? Or was
I had a colourway and then I had a pro shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that was at the time. I think DVS was going through some changes.
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly happy. I wasn't unhappy. Like Tim Gavin and Gabe Clement were always the best dudes to me for sure. They were, and the whole DVS squad, man, was sick times. But I was after something that I thought would be a better outlet for me, which turned out to be the complete internal opposite.
So are we talking about Etnies?
Yeah.
And what happened there? All I know is, this is what I know of you and Etnies. You had like one ad and then what the fuck?
Yeah.
What happened?
I had ankle surgery, I got on, and I was recovering from my knee surgery prior to my ankle. So I was injured, got on, they wanted things from me, but my body was not yet ready to do it.
Yeah, right.
And then they paid me quite well, and I think that for what they were paying me and what I was doing, it wasn't what they had imagined getting out of me.
Right.
So I was the last one to get on.
The first to get off?
First one to get off.
You were without a shoe sponsor for a while, right?
For ages, yeah.
Yeah. And now you're on Converse?
Yeah.
And how's that going?
It's good. I like it. I mean, it's Converse Australia. The dudes out here are just trying to get it all going. So.
Yeah. All right, so who are some of your early influences? I take it Margaritas.
Margaritas for sure will always be he'd be a life one, you know, like he's killed it for so long and he's always done what he wants to do, and whatever he's doing, he's always managed to do it well. So he's definitely one I'd look up to for sure. Al Bogbio has been like a super gnarly life mentor for me as well.
So I spoke to Sean Holland from the Skateboarders Journal. He told me there's a funny story behind you getting your portrait shot with Gourlay.
There was Gourlay and Sean and Anushka and Simon used to work at Gourlay's studio, the old ballerina. Yeah. And Simon was an avid bike
enthusiast.
He was an avid bike rider and he was champion. So we're trying to figure out what to do for my portrait interview, because at the time
I know where it's going now, so yeah, keep going.
So Simon was like, you know, his ears pricked up and he was like, fuck, I could get the boys to, you know, ride behind you on bikes and you could ride like a little girl's bike. And I was like, that sounds hilarious, let's do it. So he organised it, and one day we went down to Port Melbourne and shot the photo, and there was like 50 dudes in Lycra and speed bikes. So they were on their bike ride. So he was like, just called and said, meet us at this street, between these streets, and we'll ride through, and you can just ride down the road, and we'll cut 2 laps around the block. So those little bikes are shit to ride. It took me like, so I just rode this bike, rode the bike, and they came around the road fast behind me, and they were fanging.
That was your portrait.
They were hooking, man. It was hectic. If I'd fallen off that bike, I would have got smoked.
Did that interview? I just remember just thought of it then at Pran when you back when I faking nose grind the rail in front of, because I got footage of that.
Yeah.
So that wasn't in that interview.
No, I think I was a cover before it, or maybe a few before it.
Yeah. Okay. Can you speak French?
Hell no.
So what happens with
when I'm there?
Yeah.
I just hang out with Al. I mean, they all speak.
Do they all speak? I mean, obviously Al's like fluent in both.
Yeah, super fluent. Yeah.
Mr. New Mia.
Yeah.
And what about Jeremy?
Jeremy's pretty good at English for sure, yeah. And Eric, the designer, is really good at English too. Right. And then most of the, like Lucas and Charles, they can all speak English. Okay. But the first time I met Lucas, he couldn't speak a word.
But do they just fuck with you at all? Like, do you ever get the, hey, I'm in the car, stop talking French over me sort of thing?
I don't give a shit.
Okay, so 2009, Slam Skater of the Year.
Yeah.
Were you here then? I'm just losing on dates. You were in the States, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you were here because I was there at Bondi.
Yeah.
And that was good.
Yeah.
Was that a surprise?
It actually was, dude. It was gnarly. I was in the States and Gabe Clement and Cullen, the dudes that were working at DVS at the time, were like, oh, we're doing a DVS trip in Australia. We want you to go down there. And I was like, oh, sick. And they're like, oh, we'll pay for your wife to go back to. And I was like, fuck, that's right, because that never happens.
Yeah.
And so we flew back, and they're like, oh, you guys are going to be in Sydney first for a few days, so we got your hotel, we'll meet you in I can't remember, a couple of days. I was like, joy. So we went to Sydney and hanging out with some friends, and then Amelia was there, and then I knew it was Skater of the Year awards.
Yeah, the party.
Yeah, but I should have put 2 and 2 together, but I didn't.
Because you were on the list.
Yeah.
Like, you got, like, it's funny, like, I go to those parties and you know, it was like, well, Jake's got to win it, Chima's got to win it, Brophy's got to win it, Sammy's got to win it, Nick's got, like, you know the dudes that have to win it. It's like, just a matter of when, like, Nugget's going to win. It's like when Dane, you know what I mean? It's like when they're going to win it. Yeah. So, but it didn't cross your mind.
Not really, I didn't.
Well, that's good. That's a good surprise.
It was quite fun that night.
Yeah. Bon Voyage, new cliche video just came out. I bought it on iTunes. Go to iTunes and buy that. It's really fucking good. Yeah. Were you happy with your part?
I would have liked to have had more, but my body was having problems.
You're right. So how long was there, I mean, whoever, obviously you weren't filming for the whole time because you were injured, but how long did they take to film the video? Like, was it a 2-year process or a 1 year?
It was probably like 2 years.
Yeah. You're good.
You're right.
I liked it. I liked it. What's a standout part for you in that
Lucas, because he's...
Oh, fuck, yeah.
He's the best.
That guy can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Sammy Winter had a fucking standout
Yeah,
part.
Sammy killed it. I was psyched for him.
I'm hearing a rumour that he might have a name on a board pretty soon.
Yes.
That's good. Sammy, I'm looking forward to it, mate.
Oh, he rips. He's the man.
His part was fucking amazing.
Yeah, he kills it.
It's funny. You see, like some of the videos of premieres and stuff, and people are like, who stood out? And people are like, fuck Sammy Winter. I didn't know who that guy was. And now all of a sudden everyone's going to know who he is. So that should be, 2013 should be good for him.
Hopefully he finds something to strap onto his feet. It'd be good for him.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Gravis. Yeah. Well done, Gravis.
Yeah.
Do you hate getting asked to ollie big shit all the time?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you were blessed with pop, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of dudes that you sort of go, like Wainwright, yourself, fucking obviously.
There's Tolentino.
You get pigeonholed into that sort of shit all the time,
Just be like someone that's good at skating rails, be like, hey man, we got this fucking 35 stay around the
Dane,
back.
come and skate
Dane, do you want a
14
front
rails
side?
today? Like,
People going to fucking 50-foot high rail.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, for sure, like, I'll try and jump over it, dude. Fuck, whatever.
Jump a building. What's the sponsor setup at the moment? Who are you riding for? Cliche?
4-star.
4-star.
Converse.
Yep.
And then Motors, Tensor.
Tensor trucks?
Yeah. And then, Supreme, give me stuff.
It's always good.
Always good.
What happened with Huff? Were you, was it a store sponsor or something at one time? Like,
yeah, well, Huff...
I guess it's confusing because he's got a shop and then he's got footwear and clothing as well.
At the time that I was riding for Huff, it was just a shop.
Yeah, right.
It was just a shop. I mean, it was still Huff clothing as well, but Huff was a shop.
Yeah.
So and Keith, from the first time I met him, had always looked after me really well. So I love his brand, I love what he does, I love the vision that he runs with, and so I was always psyched to be a part of it, and he would let me be a part of it. So
yeah, cool.
I would always do it. But now that it's a shoe company, of course, it's
apparel and everything else. So you can't really.
Yeah, but he's still the man. But I never rode for Huff. Shoes. But he would. I mean, at that time when I had no shoe sponsor, I would wear Huff shoes. Yeah,
because I saw some shit. Obviously, you did that Wednesdays with Redder, and you were in the Huff thing, and people were like, "Oh, fuck, he's riding for Huff now." And then I saw footage of you wearing Nikes, and people were like, "Oh, he's on Nike now," and it's just like
that was the first time in my life, or not in my life, but in a long time, I'd been able to be like, "Fuck it, I can wear whatever I want."
Whatever you want. Yeah.
I want to go skating golf shoes. I can do it.
And then everyone made predictions of.
Yeah, of course.
You're now on this team, so shit. So all right, the Converse 4-star cliche Motors Tensor.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Cheers. Yeah, let's cheers it. Cheers it off the wood. Oh, look, you fucking done. I haven't done it. Off the wood.
I got a small beer.
Brophy. Thanks for coming.
You drink your cider slow.
I don't want to burp all over you. If I drink it, I'll be like,
Really sweet burp.